What's going on, YouTube? My name is Stephon. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Reckless Logic. Please, my guys, pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Now let's get straight into this video. Alrighty guys, I have a commentary video for you guys today. I will be talking about the Nene Leakes, Wendy Williams, and Andy Cohen situation. Alrighty, so for those who don't know who Nene Leakes is, she's a very well-known public figure, reality star from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Andy Cohen is a producer, I believe the executive producer for the show. And of course, Wendy Williams is a very famous talk show host. So what happened was that recently Nene Leakes ended up making an announcement about her departure from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now this is a big deal for those who do not know, is because Nene Leakes is one of the founding cast members. That's the best way I can put it. She started from the beginning. From what I understand, it was her concept, it was her idea. Or if it wasn't her idea, I can honestly say she made the show in the beginning seasons. You know, she really laid down the foundation for the show. And she basically announced her departure from the show. It was a video. And then later on now it's another show called What is it called? Watch What Happens Live. Now that show is on Bravo as well, but it's Andy Cohen's, like, I want to say, like a talk show or whatever, and they talk about different types of things. So Wendy Williams was a guest on the show. Now keep in mind too, Andy Cohen had Wendy Williams on the show. Wendy Williams and Nene Leakes are supposed to be cool friends or whatever. They're supposed to have some type of friendship, associate type of relationship. Alright, so on Watch What Happens Live, Andy ended up asking Wendy how does she feel about Nene's departure, or basically bringing up Nene or whatever. So Wendy basically said that she did not feel that Nene was telling the truth about leaving the show. She felt like that she was gonna come back. She said that the Real Housewives of Atlanta is a great platform for the girls that want to promote other businesses or ideas and stuff like that. But then it went left when Wendy started to say her little opinions on certain things. So she ended up saying, basically, do we want to see Nene on a TV screen talking about with her family? No. And she kind of went along those lines. Now, do I believe that Wendy was telling the truth? Yes, I do believe Wendy was being 100% honest. But the thing is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So I do agree with Wendy when she says that, you know, Nene have her own show. If it's Nene and Greg, no one wants to really, you know, in a harsh way, no one wants to see that. But if it's Nene and her kids, her family, no one wants to see that either. You know, so I do agree that when it comes to Nene and her family, I do believe the general public don't really want to see that. And I could be wrong, but I believe the general public really doesn't want to see that. And I do believe Wendy was telling the truth, being 100% honest about it. But however, it wasn't what she said, it was how she said it in the approach and the delivery. Alright, so Nene ended up getting wind of what happened. Now, Nene ended up responding. Now, Nene ended up making a video where she addressed both Andy and Wendy. So I saw the full video. Basically in the video, she basically wanted to just keep saying stop using her name for clickbait. Now she said that when she made the video, she ended up bowing out gracefully and ended up making her departure from the show. Now she also claimed that they have been trying to get rid of her for 4 years, and she bowed out gracefully. Now since she bowed out gracefully, do not bring up her name for any of your stuff. Do not ask, nothing like that. So, now how do I feel about that? Do I believe, I have two perspectives on that. On one side, I'm like, he really doesn't have to bring up your name for clickbaits, for clicks and views, because it's Bravo. Bravo has all different types of housewives, all different types of shows, so he really doesn't have to. But however, I would be lying if I didn't say that, on the other hand, that I cannot acknowledge that with certain housewives or reality stars that on Bravo, certain names don't bring in more clicks and views. So if you was to bring on a Candy, a Kenya, a Nene, the Real Housewives of Atlanta type of teas, and that's just my opinion, that they wouldn't help bring in clicks and views. I believe they would bring in clicks and views, which is one of the reasons why, you know, I felt like she was mentioned. Now, she also stated in the video that it was an emotional roller coaster. She said she had sleepless nights. She said people always look at her as a strong woman, but however, her as a human being, her as a having emotions and stuff, sometimes it gets hard, and you know, she has sleepless nights, she gets emotional, cries, I'm pretty sure, like most of us would if it's putting like a toll on your body. She also said that she's at peace with her decision. She's at peace with her decision. I guess this was something that probably was really hard for her, but at the end she finally kind of accepted it, or basically came to grips with it, is the best way I can put it. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, so Nene, now, like I said before, Nene and Wendy are supposed to be friends. Now on the reunion, well, I'm not gonna say the reunion, on the latest Real Housewives of Atlanta show, Wendy, there was a conversation when Wendy basically dogged, I honestly would say dogged Nene out. And the thing is that this is supposed to be your friend Wendy, but yet you dogged her out like that. Now, the thing is, because Nene never addressed it. The thing is that with Nene, her personality, people felt like it was weird for her not to address it, only because her personality, or this persona, or who she is as an individual, is to address things and get to the nitty gritty and be like, you know, basically get to the point. It's unlike her to not address certain issues, at least for the general public's sake, but I'm pretty sure it's some things that she probably don't address, but still. Now, Nene also claimed that she, when I say she, Wendy, came at her multiple times, but she paid it dust. She didn't address it, she left it alone. So what I'm gonna say is just about, you know, 3 strikes and you're out. So the first time is that that she's talked about in the video was that her departure from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she said that she was talking real negatively of her. And then she said a couple days later, she was talking about her again. And then this time, the third time, 3 strikes you're out on the Watch What Happens Live. And so I guess 3 strikes you're out. But the thing is, not that I'm assuming, but the thing is that Nene said what really got her pissed off is that she brought her family into the equation. Now, with Wendy, I don't think she said, now this is personal, but I don't think she said anything out of line when it came down to her children or her husband and stuff like that. But however, what Wendy has to realize too, especially as a talk show host, and you don't want to be out here talking crazy about certain people, and you actually know they're trying to fight you or do something to you. But when you bring up anybody's family at all, you have to be very careful with your wording, because that can be, you know, interpreted any type of way. So I believe she didn't say anything directly, as in all your family, F them, or anything like that. But however, you know, you want to be careful when you bring up people's family, because you don't know what nerve you're going to hit. And apparently she hit a nerve that she probably shouldn't have hit. So that's what she said. Now with Andy, Nene also said that she was very familiar with the show. I'm assuming talking about Watch What Happens Live. Like I said, it's like a little talk show. So she said she has done this show more times than he has, or whatever. I believe she's being sarcastic because of course it's his show, but I don't watch it like that, so she probably has moderated or something like that. I don't know. But with her being familiar with the show, being on the show frequently, or being on the show long enough to know how things operate, she said that he knew what questions that he was going to ask Wendy. So it wasn't like a freelance, and hopefully I don't put my foot in my mouth when I say this. It wasn't like a freelance conversation where he just thought about questions on the go, or at least he'd have some questions here, but then he'll throw in other questions. That possibly could be the case, but from what Nene is stating is that he already knew what questions he was going to ask Wendy. And I will say this, I would say that is kind of shady a little bit, because for one, Nene already left the departure from the show. I do agree, you know, at some point, stop bringing up her name. If it's not about, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that. Stop bringing up her name. And also too is that let me say this. What's the best way to put it? It's gonna be shady because during the show, one of the topics were Nene's and Wendy's relationship and why she talked about Nene that way, if you're supposed to be cool, friends, associates, or whatever you're supposed to be. And so asking that question would bring a lot of controversy, especially when you have Wendy that makes that type of response. You get what I'm saying? All right, so, okay, she said, like I told you before, she already said that she was forced out the franchise. She just feel like if you force me out the franchise that I've worked with you for 13 years on, leave my name alone. Let me heal in peace, leave me alone. And she also said in the other video, I'm assuming, now like keep your word, I'm assuming she's referring to the video of her leaving and announcing her departure from Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she said that she thanked everybody, and she thanked everybody for the opportunity. She thanked everybody for the progress, everything. Let me see. Now let's get to Wendy. Now Wendy, on the other hand, she says she doesn't like how Wendy talks so negatively of her, and like I said before, 3 strikes you're out. So basically she told Wendy she needs to stop worrying about her family and need to worry about how she needs to drain her big, enormous, giant legs and feet. Now, with that, that was kind of funny to me, but at the same time, I must keep it stale face because I don't want to laugh at that lady and then something like that happens to me because I'm not going to want to hear nobody laughing. So, and she basically said she needs to find the nearest water pill. Have I heard that read before? Yes. But however, I don't know why. It just hit different when Nene said it for me. So I don't know. It just hit different when she said it. I think what it was too is that I kind of wanted Nene to kind of get Wendy together because you say that you're friends, you say you're social, you say that you're cool, but then you dog your friend out like that. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like, get her together a little bit. Stop trying, you know? And by the way, I'm not the biggest Nene fan. You know, I'm more of a Kenya fan, but however, you know, I can admit when some things are wrong. And I felt like Wendy was probably doing too much. Now, like I said before, it was not what she said, it's how she said it and the delivery of it. And you gotta be careful with sensitive terms and stuff like bringing up family, bringing up like in particular children. You gotta be careful with those things because as a parent, they can interpret it any type of way and then, you know, get in that ass as she did. And I believe that was a light read too, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. Alrighty, so before she ended the video, she left off with this note, and she basically said, Andy, now this is to Andy, she was like, Andy, nobody knew you until you knew her. And I 100% agree. I could be wrong because I was younger when the franchise was coming up, but however, I would be lying if I didn't say in the beginning, Nene was not the reason why I got interested in the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I would be lying and said that was not the reason. when I know that it was. So I can honestly say from my perspective, I will honestly say that is how I found about Andy Cohen. That is how I found about the franchise and the show. And then later on, now this is my last point before I get out of here. Later on, Nene basically tweets about Andy and basically making accusations or remarks about him being racist or something like that, something along them lines. Now how I feel about that is that I don't want people to fully believe her, but at the same time, I don't want people to fully dismiss her either, because you got to realize she has come in contact with, you know, Andy personally. Now, what people have to realize too, when it comes down to racism, homophobia, all the extra, it's different types of people when it comes down to those type of systems. You have these people that's more direct, what they may say or do or have certain actions, but however, there's also other people that being maybe more subtle with their actions and their words and stuff, so a lot of people don't clock it. So yeah, he may be around black people, yeah, he may be around giving them jobs, opportunities and stuff, but however, it could be, you know, somewhere deep in his heart, he probably feels that way. Now, I'm not saying that he does, but it's a possibility, because I've seen people have those type of experiences. I just don't want people to fully dismiss what she's saying just because they do not like her, or they don't, or they feel a certain way about her. Because because when a black woman says it, you know, and I hate to bring up this point to try to turn the situation, but when a black woman says something, you know, it's kind of dismissed. People quick to dismiss it, and you be like, okay, whatever. But then when somebody else says it, they kind of start to, you know, put some pep in their step and get to believing or get to, you know, doing all types of things. So that is it for my commentary video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys later.
What?